Good morning, Baton Rouge. This is Jay Ducote, and you are listening to the BytonBooze.com radio show presented by the Calandro Supermarket. We're live in downtown Baton Rouge on the new Talk 107.3 FM. Let's get the show started this morning.
Okay.
I have John Worrel in the studio with me. John is kind of one of those socially awkward butterflies, a barfly, however you want to say it.
I think I'm mostly just a social moth. I think
Yeah,
if you're an
moth.
awkward butterfly,
Yeah.
you're either a social moth or you're a butterfly with no colors.
I think a social moth is a great way to say it.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, the Roux House, John, let's get started talking
Yes.
about some bars. That's one of your go-to joints downtown,
Absolutely.
right?
I like it a lot. I think it's good, especially with this kind of Louisiana weather, especially when
Yeah.
it gets kind of cooler, especially this spring. We've had fantastic weather, so it's a good place to go
Yeah.
sit on a patio.
Yeah.
And you don't just see a parking lot, you see downtown, which I think is something
Right.
that Baton Rouge bars kind of miss a little bit. Go to New Orleans, you got plenty of that, which makes New Orleans bars so fantastic. But no, it really is. It's a great little venue. I think the service there is probably one of the best in terms of what the bartenders bring to the table. Inside the venue, again, like the venue itself may not be incredibly aesthetically pleasing, but it's not a dive bar. You know, it's nice.
No, it's a nice facility. It's right there on 3rd Street. A lot happening on 3rd Street right now. We did the Baton Rouge Bar Bounce last night, put on by a friend of mine, Nancy Little, and she kind of promoted me through the Bar Bounce, and I helped her promote it. It was really a great turnout. I think probably around 250 people that were doing her Bar Bounce. Had these little cowboy boot cups in honor of Bayou Country Superfest, which starts today. But we bounced around to a bunch of different bars. When I walked into the Roux House, Allison behind the bar
Yes.
gave me a high five. So, like you said, great service there. Really, a lot of pretty girls working the bar, and you can't really go wrong with that.
No, actually, Allison probably is one of my more favorite bartenders in terms of not just. I mean, she's great, good personality. If you go into the Roux House, ask for Allison. She's there, I'm pretty sure, every night.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there and she's not. She works very, very hard, but she makes incredibly good cocktails. I mean, her mixed drinks are just fantastic.
Nice.
She's got I think this is her drink, but it's called the A Game. If you're not in your A game, you need to be. It's that potent in it, but it's great. It's a delicious drink.
I'm gonna have to give that a try next time I'm in the Roux House.
Absolutely.
So let's wander around downtown a little
Okay.
bit, just kind of like the bar bounce that I did last night. Across the street is Happy's, another one of I know you're one of your favorite spots.
Yeah, I tend to. I mean, again, Happy's, Roux House being right across the street from each other, but something that Lasting Concepts, which is walk on, Schwitz and Giggles, Happy's and Roux House, they're so good at their service in terms of cocktailing. That's something that I like a lot when I'm able to sit down at the bar and have someone come up and be like, hey, can I get you a beer? I don't need to leave.
Right.
I don't need to leave my spot, whether it's a booth, whether it's a table. I don't need to leave there.
Right. They actually have some table service, even though it's
Absolutely.
just a bar.
Exactly. And I think that's something that kind of makes a difference.
Yeah, I think you're right. The other thing that I really like about Happy's as far as downtown bar goes are the beers that they have on tap.
Mm-hmm.
They actually do a good job of keeping some different things on tap. I know they have Tin Roof, which is our Baton Rouge brewery, on tap, and some other great beers, some Irish beers, kind of fitting in with the Irish pub theme. So as far as downtown bars go, Happy's really is probably the best one for draft beer.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you can even compare them to anybody else. I'm trying to think of anyone else who really even. Yeah.
I thought about it as well.
Yeah,
I'm
drawing a blank. If someone else knows, please let us know.
If you think something compares, feel free to give us a call, text in, tweet in, however you want to reach us this morning on the BytonBooze.com radio show presented by Calandro's Supermarket. This is Jay Ducote. I'm in studio with John Worrel. We're gonna go through all these different bars. Let's stay downtown, John. Another one down the street. There's Lucy's. There's Bujo and Thibodeau's right there. You're a frequenter of those places as well?
Yeah. Lucy's is good. A lot of people tend to like to go to Lucy's, at least crowd-wise. If you're going to kind of go with the crowds Friday or Saturday, and obviously, I mean, unless you've never been downtown, you probably see this already, that if people leave Happy's and go to Lucy's, a lot of times, instead of kind of going to the Roux House, that's kind of how the crowd moves. But it's a good place, especially their food is... Their food is their food. It's not bad. But then after 10 o'clock, it gets really good in terms of the atmosphere, in terms of just music, people. If you kind of want to listen more dancing type, I guess, Lucy's definitely good.
Good. Any favorite bartenders there or at Happy's?
Lucy's, you tend not to get to know them as easily because they're not walking around.
Gotcha.
I got a friend of mine who works there. I don't want to give him any credit because he's a friend of mine, but But again, just because their tendency, they don't necessarily walk around, you don't necessarily get to know them. And not only that, I think when they're not pretty girls, you tend not to want to talk to them as much.
Yeah,
like you tend
that happens to me.
You always do the small talk.
Maybe the ladies out there listening appreciate the male bartenders a little bit.
And I believe they do. There's no doubt. I mean, women like men, so
most of them do.
I like the boys.
Most of them do. Okay, so where else do we go? Have you been to Red Star?
Well, we mentioned Boudreaux and Thibodeau's.
We can go to Boudreaux and Thibodeau's.
I like Boudreaux and Thibodeau's. It's a good Monday, Tuesday bar. I like to say, because you got a nice soda, especially again when the weather's nice. Go sit on the balcony. It's good. They've got some good bartenders there as well.
That's really a cool spot for live music.
Absolutely,
they do a good job with that, and they've got some signature cocktails over there at Boudreaux and Thibodeau's that are pretty interesting for sure. And then that balcony, really, on 3rd Street, and they've got the balcony up there. The whole upstairs is really it's a different kind of venue for Baton Rouge, and I like that.
Yeah, and you're right. The live music there, you can see some pretty awesome live music. And unless I'm mistaken, I've never had to pay cover there, so that's a great place. I mean.
Yeah.
Talk about your bang for your buck there. I mean, no cover. I mean, I've seen some very, very, very good musical acts there.
Come and go as you please.
Absolutely.
Listen to some music.
Absolutely.
Have some drinks.
Absolutely. But no, Red Star's good. Red Star's more of the indie, I want to say almost.
Yeah.
The hipster. I wish I was a hipster. I can't be. I care too much of what people think of me to be a hipster.
I don't know if I want to say the opposite of hipster. It's not like you really clash with the hipster mindset, but it's different for sure.
I like to rock a V-neck. I don't know if that's hipster. People watching
it almost is, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like I'm trying to be. Again, I try too hard to make people like me. That's just I care what people think. I really do.
That's all right though. That's
Thank
all right,
you.
Some people have to try hard, and some people don't try at all, and you just have to fight people.
You don't.
Apparently. Sometimes.
Yes.
So Red Star. Frank McMahon owns that bar. Yeah. I like it to just go have a couple cocktails. Right, real close to the river, off of 3rd Street.
Their karaoke is popular, I think, and I can't remember what day of the week that is. But they have a pretty good crowd with karaoke. That's it's a good change of pace. It's a good change of pace bar.
Absolutely. And so then a couple other changes of pace, kind of over across the corner, Punchers and The Office.
Yes. Those
you go there at all?
Those are my least frequented bars, mostly because, I don't wear Affliction shirts. So no, I'm not kidding.
The cardigans don't quite fit in.
No, they don't at all. Actually, I took my cardigan off this morning. I almost wore the cardigan. But no. So here's a problem, I guess, with The Office is I think it has a great venue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's really cool inside. The problem is it's kind of the door guys, I want to say. I've actually heard some stories about them, and one of them being is that if you're wearing like tennis shoes, I'm somewhat of a well-dressed man, especially when I go out. I'll do a nice button-down skinny tie, cardigan occasionally if the weather permits.
Sure.
Nice jeans and or nice pants, but I like to wear tennis shoes. When I say tennis shoes, I mean I guess I can show you in your stream if you want to see. Nice Nike Classic canvas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. But I'm not allowed to wear those in there. Now, the whole purpose, my understanding of their dress code, as I was explained to, is to keep riffraff out, I suppose. They want to hire, which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The problem is I definitely fit who they want to go after, but the doormen purposely don't let people in because they want to get a tip. They want people to pay them $10. So I hear they're trying to crack down on that.
Yeah,
that was
exciting.
Yeah. So anyway, my point being is Office is a great venue, but you just got to make sure you're dressed up for it.
It is a really cool venue, but for a lot of the same reasons, when 11 o'clock hits, I get out of there. I leave and I start going to the other bars.
Absolutely.
Before then, they've got a really nice back patio balcony area overlooking the river. It's really a cool spot. It's too bad that it's not a place that I like to frequent more often because it is a great venue, but. Alas, we will move on from there. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, John. When we get back from the break, we'll talk about some bars in the Perkins Road Overpass area, and we'll talk about some other places around Baton Rouge, different bars, bartenders, drinking. With John Worrel, this is Jay Ducote on the BatonBooze.com radio show, presented by Calandro Supermarket. We'll be back after this break on the new Talk 107.3 FM.